Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to my channel. So far I've only uploaded some shorts, kind of advertisements for my designs, but I wanted to kind of show you guys my process in how I make a new design. So we're going to start off today with a new design that I just thought of. So we're here in Photoshop. That's where I do all my work. I love Photoshop. The editing is great. You can do a lot with it. So let's get started. First of all, we need a new file. And I'm going to make this new file probably 4,000 pixels by 5,000 pixels. And of course, 300 pixels per inch maximum. I want very, very high quality. Alright, so here we've got our standard transparent background. So now I've already downloaded the two images that I'm going to need for this. But what you can do is you can go to like Pixabay. That's where I get everything. Pixabay is great. You get all kinds of royalty-free images that you can use at will. No attribution required. It's a great site. And they've got a lot of good clip art, illustrations, photos, everything. Today I'm working with two pictures. Alright, so oops, not new. So we're gonna open, and I'm gonna go to my Redbubble under Getchell Designs, and here is my whoops, where is it? It's not here. Yeah, it's under the regular. Okay, it's under the Redbubble folder. There it is. Rear view. Yay! All right, so we got the rear view mirror and a little border or frame. So obviously this is huge, but it only looks huge here. It's only like 1920, so it should still be small enough. So I'm just gonna select all, and I'm gonna copy that. I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna paste it in. Yeah, see, it's just the right size. So we need that up here near the top. Okay, then we're going to take our little frame here. Now, I may have to increase the size of this frame. So first off, I'm going to do the same thing. Select all, copy it, and then, oops, go over here. And we're going to paste it in. Yeah, that's a little too small. That's quite a bit too small, actually. So Control Z always gets rid of a mistake. So we're going to go over here under image size. Since this is just a standard piece of art, you don't have to worry too much about it. But since we're 4,000 by 5,000, right? So if I do 3,000 pixels here, it's going to be 4,500 pixels high. And it's probably going to fit. Let it do its work. Takes a minute. You know, it's a lot of pixels. Okay, so there's our frame. Control A selects all. Nice little shortcut that I use all the time. Control C copies that. Now we're going to come over here. Control V, paste it in. Okay, so that's a little bit better. So we can see we have a nice frame here, right? And then we've got our mirror. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a new layer below here. I'm just going to add layer 3, and I'm just going to drop that below so that we have a layer that we can say fill in with the color, you know, like a grayish color or greenish color there. Just kind of a light color that we can see everything more pronounced. Okay, so what I'm going to tell you is I'm going to kind of move this up so it's kind of, you know, looks like it's coming off of that frame, right? And then we got our nice little imagery. Now we need our text. Now, text in Photoshop, you can do a lot with it. And what I like to do is I like to make it look a little fancy, but it got to be readable too. You can't just have this fancy script that nobody can read, because nobody's going to understand the shirt. Nobody's going to understand what the meaning is. So I like to use multiple colors sometimes. But today we're just going to go with a basic design. But first I'm going to make this frame stand out just a bit more. Okay, if you double click on that, you're going to bring up the layer style Now you can also go down here to FX and go to blending options, and it's going to bring up the same thing. I just, take shortcuts wherever possible. So we could bevel and emboss it. Nah, that's not going to work. So what I need to do is I'm going to just add a little bit of a drop shadow to it. Okay, that kind of accentuates it and brings it out. Maybe add a bit of a stroke, which changes the color just slightly. If you look at the stroke, it's kind of a red tint. So the red tint is kind of mixing in with the regular black lines, giving it that nice little tint. And then the drop shadow is, we can increase the size of that a little bit. Bring down the opacity, however you want to say it, and the spread, so it's just kind of like a, yeah, there we go. But we can do a lot with this. Just kind of makes it look a little weird. So I'm just going to turn it down here and just kind of like just enough so we kind of have it a little bit, and then the distance we can increase. Just kind of makes it look weird. So, but this is kind of, how you just kind of you tweak it. You don't want to. It's not a set process. Each image has different, like, that the image of the mirror, I could add a drop shadow to that easily and it wouldn't look so bad because it doesn't have that intricate design that the frame does. But because of the intricate design of the frame, it kind of makes it look a little bit off, so I have to mess with it just slightly. Turn the opacity down a bit, change the angle and the size maybe, and just, get it to where it looks good. Now, and save that. We'll go over here to the mirror, and I am going to add a drop shadow to that as well. And the reason for that is it helps it stand out on the different color shirts. So, you want it to stand out just a touch. I mean, obviously you don't want it to stand out too much, but you want it to just kind of pop a little bit. Okay, now we can add text. So we go over here to our text tool. Alright, and of course, our text is going to come in white. And I don't want it white, so I'm going to kind of see if I can get a dropper on this like reddish color. There we go. So now we've got our kind of reddish lettering, right? So what we're going to do with this is we're going to put in the saying that's going to be on the shirt. Now, we want to keep it as concise as possible because you got to read a shirt pretty quickly, but this particular one needs some substance. So here's what we're going to do, okay? First we got to drop the size down. Just drop the size down here. Never stare in the rear view mirror. Or you will crash. Now we'll go glance to see what is behind you, but keep your eyes on the road ahead. Okay, so this is kind of something that I've been thinking about for a while. When you're driving a car, you don't stare in the rear view mirror, otherwise you're going to crash. Well, life is the same way. So never stare in the rear view mirror or you will crash. Glance to see what is behind you, but keep your eyes on the road ahead. It's kind of that little bit of inspiration on top of, you know, a little fun saying. I do a lot of this stuff. It just, you know, stuff that I think about. But this particular one here, you know, never stare in the rearview mirror. Now what we're going to do is we're going to kind of make this look a little bit more stylized. Now to do that, on some of my stuff, I kind of add styles here where it just kind of shapes it. But this one is kind of a little bit more, just wants to be there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to increase the size just a little bit. Can't go as high as 48, maybe 40. Okay, so it just barely fits in the frame on that one. That's the biggest, I mean, this is the longest, like, yeah, see right there. So if I put all of it at 40, okay, and now this is the MT condensed. If I can just look at the, let's see, what's that look like? Okay, so that is really thin and it doesn't stand out a whole lot, but what we can do is we can do a drop shadow on that as well. Alright, so there we go. Okay. Yeah, this is not gonna work. So it's a creative process, okay? You got to be prepared for disappointments. You got to be prepared for something not working properly, and you got to adjust. So in this case, we'll make that bold, and that's a little better, but it's still very hard to see. So we'll try another font. Let's see. Something a little stylized, but yeah, but still like compact a little bit, you know? And again, what we can do, we don't have to make it all the same. Okay, so let's try this here. So we've got the never stare in the mirror. Okay, we want that to get that, and then, you know, and then maybe we'll change that color to a little bit brighter red, right? Yeah, never stare in the rearview mirror. Right, and then we'll just take this and go down there. And then what we can do is kind of decrease, okay, like this here. We can go to 50, right? Okay, so now it's closer to, you know, closer together, right? So we take or. We're going to capitalize it, right? Alright, now we're going to make that like a different style, but not, yeah, okay. And then we can actually enlarge that to 48. You know what? Let's go 60. Okay, and then 75. No, not 750. Okay. And then I'm actually gonna do that. And then I'm gonna go as high as 75 there as well, kind of give it a little separation. And then I'm gonna take this and we're gonna make that a really bold statement. Right? So that's all caps. And then we need to make that a little bit brighter. So we're going to come up and go kind of like that kind of red. Right? Alright. And then we're going to kind of drop that down. And bring that up. Alright, so this here maybe go blue on that. And I don't like that font. That font doesn't look good to me. So we're going to try a different one. Okay, that looks good. Alright, so now we got glance to see what is behind you. We're going to change the color of that just to make it cool looking. And that's a lighter color, but let's do kind of a yeah, that'll work. Okay, glance to see what is behind you, and then we'll do make sure that's capitalized, and we'll do this in a similar situation here. So we're going to do that one, and that's going to be the same font, kind of the same color. Or actually, we can make it exactly the same color if we come over here and do this. Alright, and then we're going to increase that to 60, just like we did the other one. And then this one, we're going to make bright red. And we're going to increase that to 48. And then I think I'm going to change the font on that. And we're going to take the font down. Make something really bold. Something that's going to stab right out at the person watching this. Let's see what that looks like. Okay. So we're going to need to... No! Oops. Okay. So that's what I say. Okay, if we do that, and we make it that, no. Alright, let's see. Let's take another look at another one. Don't mind my phone. Okay, that looks better. Now we're going to just select these here. And we're going to make that 48. No, not that. This is why it's a creative process. Nope. Alright. So Maybe we can go to 52. Okay. That looks better. Okay. Alright, so now I'll take the drop shadow off that. I think it looks better like that. And I take the drop shadow off. Yeah, I think it looks better like that without the drop shadow. Okay, so I'll make sure this is centered. Yeah, okay. So now if we take this background layer off, and that's what you'll see. So there it is. You know, I may tweak it a little bit more, but that's literally all I do. Is I will take what I want it to look like, and it'll keep evolving and evolving. And when I finally get that correct, perfect picture, then I just upload it to Redbubble. Now, if you enjoyed this design, you really like this design, I'm going to have that uploaded here very shortly. So by the time you're watching this video, it'll probably be there on my Redbubble store, getchell-design.redbubble.com. Link is in the description, along with a link to all my social media. Go check it out. And if you want to support me, by all means, find something you like on the store, buy it. If not, just watch my videos. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm going to be bringing more videos on my creative process, along with maybe some tutorials on how to do specific things. You know, just keep an eye out. I'm always going to be throwing something new your way. Like if you enjoyed the video. Do subscribe, ring the bell. Until next time, I'm going to sign off for now, and I will see you in the next video.